Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on October the 16th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. All right, so to start off with, we will take a look at our Forex factory. We'll take a look at the calendar here. All right, so coming up here on Friday, first thing here, we have CPI numbers out of the Eurozone. So actually, around the Eurozone, we are seeing a resurgence of virus in Europe, and that is concerning. So we'll have to keep an eye on numbers as they are coming out, because if the virus becomes an issue or a big issue again, and we see countries going into lockdown, areas going into lockdown, that is going to be negative for the stock market and will have an impact on the euro. So we'll have to keep an eye on the COVID news coming out of the Eurozone. So that's something to watch out for. We also have the CPI numbers here. These are yearly CPI numbers. At this point, the CPI numbers are not really that important because COVID again overtakes everything. However, overall CPI numbers are important, so they can move the market. So we'll watch out for that. But again, in terms of euro and pound, we'll have to keep an eye on what's going on with the Brexit negotiations. Any sort of comments coming out of those will move British pounds especially, but they will also impact the euro. So we'll keep an eye on that. Other than that, we have core retail sales numbers here for the US. If these numbers come in higher than expected, that will be good for the stock market. So the stock market has been doing back and forth here. There has been some positive, so we did see a drop in the market, but then there were some more talks about the stimulus bill, and they were going back and forth. And President Trump basically, he said he would agree to $1.8 trillion in bill, but that got rejected. So because they're negotiating again around the stimulus bill, that is positive for the market. So we did see the stock markets drop and come back up again. So we'll have to keep an eye on what happens in regards to the stimulus package there and the negotiations around that. We also have consumer sentiment numbers here. The consumer sentiment number is looking pretty good. And if it comes in or matches the expectations here, we're likely to see the stock market go up here. And the US dollar is more likely to be impacted by what's happening in the stock market at this point. We also have IMF meetings, but that's pretty much it in regards to the important news here. So let's go on to our charts. As usual, we'll start off with euro dollar here. So yesterday we had talked about how if euro held below this 1.1775 level, it was likely to drop. So we got that. And we have a nice bearish candle close here for the day. So this is looking bearish. Now, keep in mind, it's into the support resistance level. So we have to be, we have to watch out. We have to see a close below it for it to continue. So here bias is bearish now. So looking for a continuation to the downside. In terms of the potential pullback, 1.1720 is a good level, or 1.1730 around that, and then looking for a drop. The target here is 1.1620, so bearish bias for euro. Pound dollar here, this one as well, it wasn't able to break through this resistance here, and today we have a nice bearish candle close here. So bearish engulfing candle, that is that tells us that it is now bearish. So bias is bearish, and in terms of the pullback, we could take a look at 1.2950 area for a potential pullback. And in terms of the target here, the first target will be 1.2800, and then below that we are looking at 1.2750 as the second target. And same thing here, looking for a bit of a pullback and then drop from there. So bearish bias for pound dollar as well. Now, only thing to keep in mind here will be if, let's say, there are positive comments in regards to the stimulus package. Now, that is likely to cause the stock market to go up, and then we could see a shift in the sentiment from money flowing in from the US dollar to the stock market. So that's the only thing to bear in mind here. But overall, for pound and euro both here, biases to the downside. Aussie here as well, nice drop in Aussie right into our first target. So still bearish bias here. In terms of our pullback here, we can take a look at potential pullback into 1.7130 area or 25 area here. So 0.7125 or 30, one of those. And then looking for a drop. So again, bias is bearish here. And this is the type of move I'm looking for. And the target here is 0.70. So bearish bias for Aussie dollar as well. New Zealand dollar, this one as well, a nice drop here. Price was stuck below the resistance here. And we were looking for a drop, so we got that. So this is bearish still. And in terms of the target here, first target would be 0.6550, excuse me, back into the support level here. And then below that, we're looking at 0.64. 0.6480, so bearish bias for New Zealand dollar as well. Dollar CAD here, we got that move to the upside, and bias is bullish still. Potential pullback into 0.3200 and looking for a further move to the upside here. Target is 0.3300. So bullish bias here for dollar CAD. So something like this, that's what we're looking for. So bullish bias. Second target here, should it continue, 0.3345. So dollar CAD is bullish. All right, looking at our commodities here, silver, we did see a drop here, but with the recovery in the stock market, this one has recovered as well. So right now, this is neutral. Now we do have a rejection, but the candle is not so strong. So there's no strong momentum to the upside. So neutral bias for this one. Should it go through the high, then this will turn bullish, and we can look at 25.50. For now, I'm looking for a move between 24.50 and 23.50. So bias here is neutral. Gold here, gold is looking bullish. We see that price has held above the support level for the last 3 days. So we may see a further move to the upside. Target here, the first target would be back into this support resistance level at 1920. And then second area here is 1930. So bullish bias for gold. Oil here, oil is still excuse me, trading in that range. It came into the top here, and we have a strong resistance level. It couldn't go through. Now at this point, it's still in a range. This is the bottom of the range. So it's been trading in this range for a while. And as long as it holds below this 41.62, we're looking for a move back down here. So bias here is bearish for our oil. So 39.30. Copper here, copper is actually looking bullish, very strong close into the highs. Now it does have to get through because last time it struggled, but it is trying to push through here. So looking bullish. Next target is 3.08. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin is starting to look a little bullish here as well. We see that price is holding above the support level here. So it couldn't really go through. It's holding above, so bullish candle close here. Still in a bit of a range. So target here would be 11,680. So bullish bias here for Bitcoin. And only if it goes through with this, then we would look for higher targets. But for now, it's been trading in this range for this week. So bullish bias within the range here. Let's take a look at our stock market here. So interesting, we see price did drop here, but then it rejected the support level. So this renewed talks about stimulus has given some lift to the markets. So this is a rejection of the support, which means we may see the market go higher here. Target is 35.50. Now, again, as we get closer to the elections here, expect volatility in the market. So it's important to keep an eye on things and keep the position sizes small. But for now, bias here is neutral to bullish here. Nasdaq as well, we see price came into support here, and then it rejected that area. So now we're looking at a move back towards the top of the range, 12,200. So for now, this is neutral, but yeah, so not extremely bullish at this point, but it did reject the support, so it could go higher. So neutral bias here for Nasdaq. And Dow Jones, same thing here. We saw a drop and then price rejected that level and moved higher. So this one could again go towards the top of this, this move here towards 28,950. So neutral to bullish there. DAX is looking bearish. It is into support, so keep an eye on that. Next target here is 12,500. And FTSE, this one dropped here as well. But again, this is where we see price pulled off of the support level, which means it can go higher towards the top of the range here or towards the middle of the range. So neutral bias here. Next target would be 59.20. And last but not least, we have Nikkei. Nikkei has been going sideways here as well. It doesn't have a very strong downward move or a downward momentum at this point. Again, we see price dropped, but then it has pulled back, which means we could see a move back towards the high here of 23,720. So neutral to bullish bias here for Nikkei. But I would keep an eye on the markets because right now markets are going to be sensitive leading into the elections. So that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.